Good evening, dear students. So last class we have discussed about groups and periods. So today we are going to discuss about nomenclature of elements above 100, atomic number above 100. So here why we are getting nomenclature for inorganic compounds above atomic number 100, because when actually above 144 above atomic number after 104 after atomic number 104 many elements are artificial elements, synthetic elements. So when two people are discovering the element, when two people are discovering, when they are coming to name that, so they are getting a problem to name it. So say for example, if you have taken the atomic number 4, 104 atomic number 104 எடுத்துக்கிறோம் அப்படினா இந்த எலிமெண்ட் பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா ரெண்டு சயின்டிஸ்ட் வந்து கண்டுபிடிச்சாங்க. Two scientists, they have discovered this element. One by one scientist from America, another one from Russia. So when they have named this 104, what happened means both of them named that element in different way. என்ன பண்ணாங்க அப்படினா ரெண்டு பேரும் வேற வேற நேம் கொடுத்தாங்க. ஒரே எலிமெண்ட்க்கு ரெண்டு பேரும் வேற வேற நேம் கொடுத்தாங்க. So now we got it a problem. So which name we have to give? So அப்ப வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா that's in that case actually we got it a nomenclature of elements above atomic number 100. So 104 பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா actually American வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா American they have named as a Rutherfordium. And the Russian they have named this element as a Kuchotovium. So Rutherfordium and the Kuchotovium. So appo ore element when they have named the when they have given the different name for the same element, so it is not possible. So that's why here we are getting nomenclature of the elements above 100, atomic number 100. So here, as it is how we are having root words for organic compounds, same as it is we are having the numerical root words for inorganic compounds. Suppose if we have taken 100, after 100 actually we are getting what is that numerical number 1 0 and after that 1 0 or 1 2 3 4 like that. So suppose if you have taken 0 it is nil. Then for 1 root, numerical root is actually un. Then for 2 bi, 3 tri, for 4 quad, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 sept, 8 oct, 9 in. So the abbreviation is actually here they have given nil, n, un, u, bi, p, tri, t, quad, q, pent, p, hex, h. So these are all up to 9. They have given the what is that abbreviation. So this is actually how we are going to name that particular element from the nomenclature. But we are having now name of the specific name of the element after 100. Okay, before that actually we are having this what is that this IUPAC. They have IUPAC, you know that IUPAC they have recommended these rules to name the elements after 100 after 100. Okay, say for example, just we will name the elements after 100. So for examples, suppose if we have taken 101, how can we name for 1? For 1 actually what is that, what will come? Un. So un. For 0, okay, if we have taken nil, so nil. For 101, so yeah, sorry, 1 what is that? Un. 0 nil. for again 1 is coming, then so and so here guys you have to listen. After we have given the numerical roots, so we have to in suffix actually we have to add IUM. We have to add IUM. So here we have to add IUM. So this is the name of the element 101. Okay, same as it is 102. Then what will come? For 1, what is that? Un. For 2, what will come? For 2, what is that? By. Okay, so by. Sorry, next one, what is there? 0 is there, na? So again nil will come. Then 2, by will come. So here we have to add in suffix. We have to add IUM. But guys, listen. You have to listen here. So in some exception is there. Those root word, okay, those numerical root, it is ending with I. Suppose by try. Then these words actually you have to write like this. Suppose if you are adding with this numerical words, we are adding IUM. What will come? BIIUM. So it is changed as BIUM. Okay, so it should be named. Okay, so here you should not say BIIUM. Okay, so no, it is exception. So here it is changed as here BIUM only. Only one I you have to give. So same as it is for 103. Okay, so 103 what will come? So what is that number? 1. 1 ke another, what is that? Nil. So for 1 ke un. 0. For 0 what is that? Nil. 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 Okay. So then 3. 3 what will come? Try. So try. So in this case again what's that? I is coming. So then here TRI. So in suffix we have to add IUM. So IUM means so double I is coming. We should not. So it's the exception case. So we should not give 2 I. Only 1 I we have to give. Then triumph. So TRUM. Okay, TRIUM. Triumph. So same as it is we can write for everything. Okay, but here when you are coming for 9th one, suppose 109. 109 actually how to write it means, so for 1 we know that what is 1? Un. 0 nil. Then 9 ENN. Okay, ENN. So here what will come means, what we have to add it here, we can add IUM. Okay, we can add IUM. So this is actually what is that? What we have to write it? ENN IUM. Double E is coming, not double N. So in this case also you can mention only one N. So then ENIUM. So this is exception. This is exception. Guys, this is the way to name the elements after atomic number 100. Why it should be named like this means, because as I told you, when after atomic number 100, maximum number of elements are synthetic elements. Okay, synthetic elements, which means man-made elements. So when two people they are recommending the same name for one element, so it will be confused. That's why IUPAC, International Union of, what is that IUPAC explanation? What is that? International Union and Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC. C will come. Okay, International Union Pure and Applied Chemistry. So this organization they have suggested that what is the nomenclature above the atomic number 100. So this is the way of naming the elements after atomic number 100. So guys, I thought that you have noted. We can go to next one. Okay. So just it is for your knowledge. So here you can give a symbol also. Suppose if you have taken symbol 101 symbol, how to give the symbol for 101? 101 if you have taken 101 actually symbol, you have to give that the first letter of the numerical root. So 0, what is numerical root actually? 1, what is the numerical root for 1? Un. So symbol U. So then U. Then 0. Numerical root, what is that? Nil. What is the abbreviation? N. So then N. Then what is the numerical root again? 1. So then what will come symbol? U. So what is the symbol for 101? UNU. UNU. Okay, wow. So this is actually symbol for what is that? 101. Same as it is for 2. So 102 symbol, what will come for 101? What is the root? What is the root? And again U will come. So 0 N will come. 2 by abbreviation is B. Then B. Yeah. So this is the way of what is that? Giving the symbol for. Actually now we are having the specific name for particular elements. Particular name for the elements from 101 to 118. But before that, before we are getting the specific name for the elements, we have this is the rule to name the elements after 100. Okay guys. So next one we are going to see how the elements is named. How that particular elements are placed in the in periodic table according to electronic configuration. Okay, so please, I think you have noted. You can rub it. So remaining elements you can take practice after 109, 110 to 118. Please take it practice how to write the name according to IUPAC nomenclature. So next one, what is the next one? So guys, you are very familiar with the Avva principle. I think you have studied in atomic structure. So Avva principle, you know that Avva principle. What is Avva principle? Avva principle is nothing. How that electrons, Avva principle is telling about how electrons are filling in the subcells. Electrons are filling in the subcells. So according to NL plus rule, so atomic structure. So this is electronic configuration. So NL plus rule, according to the NL plus rule only, electrons are filling in the orbitals. So electron, how it will fill in the orbitals? It will fill from lowest atomic orbital to highest energy atomic orbital. Lowest energy atomic orbital to highest energy atomic orbital. So Avva principle I will be explaining when I am going to start the atomic structure. So here come to we will see that how elements are placed in periodic table according to electronic configuration. So here if you have taken the structure, structure of the periodic table, so electronic elements, electronic configuration, and periodic table. So periodic table. So guys, listen. So here periodic table if you have taken so electronic configuration, suppose if we have taken the first, so we have seen that how many periods are there? 7 periods are there. So first period actually if you have taken, suppose I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 periods. The first period, so here what are the orbitals are there? If you have taken 1s, only one orbital, that is 1s. In second period, there is 2s is there and 2p will come. What is that? 2p will come. Then third period, what are the orbitals? 3s will come. Then 3p will come. 3p will come. Then fourth period, what are the orbitals? 4s will come. Then 3d will come. 3d and what will come? Next one 4p 4p will come. So understand guys. I will explain, please listen. Then here after that 5 in fifth period 5s orbital is there. Then what will come here? 4d orbital will be coming. Then it is ending with the 5p. After that here 6s. After that here, in 6s you have to listen. In the 6th period, okay, what are the 6th period? What are the orbitals? 6s. Then 4f will come. Then 5d. After that 6p will come. Okay. Then 7th period 7s, 5f. After that what will come? 6d and then 7p will come. So this is actually what is that electronic configuration under periodic table. Okay, well, how electrons, how elements are placed in the periodic table. How elements are placed in the periodic table according to electronic configuration. Suppose one electron, the last electron, I have taken. Listen, guys, you know well. Okay, well, so this is 1s means actually there will be s orbital. Each orbital is having, what is that? The particular number of electron. Okay, well, every orbital is having specific capacity to fill the electrons. Suppose s orbital, how many electron can fill? 2. Then p orbital, 6 electron. D orbital, how many electron? 10. F orbital, 14. This is the maximum number of electrons in various orbitals. Okay, so you have to keep in your mind. So how many number of electrons? S orbital 2, p orbital 6, d orbital 10, f orbital 14. Okay, so just listen. Here, first, okay, so 1s 2 electron can be filled. Suppose if you have taken hydrogen, I have taken hydrogen, electronic configuration is 1s 1. 1s 1. Then it will be filled in the, what is that? 1s orbital. Okay, so here. Then helium will come. Helium electronic configuration is actually 1s 2. 1s 2. Then where it will be filled? 1s. Yeah. In periodic table, if you have seen that 2 box will be here. Here 1s 1 will come. In this place, helium here placed. Helium will be placed in the extreme right side. Okay, extreme right side of the periodic table. That is 1s 2. Then 2s 1 will come. After that 2s 2 will come here. Okay, 2s 1 lithium, if you have taken lithium electronic configuration, what is that? 1s 2, 2s 1. So the last electron is ending with the 2s. The last electron where it is filling 2s. Then lithium is placed here. Okay, after that what will come? Beryllium. So guys, like that. Okay, so here how many electron? Here 2 elements are placed. Here 8 elements are placed. Here 8 elements are placed because p orbital can accommodate 6 electrons. So here up to, what is that? Here up to neon elements will be placed. So here in third period up to argon elements will be placed. Okay, aluminum to argon will be placed. So then 8 element, what is that? Totally in third 8 elements will be there. So like that here in fourth period. Okay, fourth period 3D how many electrons maximum can fill? 10 electron. So then in fourth period if you have taken, so here how many electrons is possible? 2 electron. In 4s maximum 2 electron. Okay, so then 4s1 4s2 will come 2 element. So here 10. Okay, so 10 plus 2, how many electrons, how many elements are there? 10 plus 2 12. So here 6 4p, p orbital maximum 6 electron. So then how much is coming? So 10 plus 2 12, 12 plus 6 18. So like that every periods. Okay, this is the electronic configuration under periodic table. Okay, the last electron where it is filling, so the particular element will be placed the particular place, in that particular place of the periodic table, So this is the guys electronic configuration and periodic table. Okay, so please note it. So next we are going to see differentiating electron. Okay, next we are going to see what is mean by differentiating electron. What is called as differentiating electron. So we will see what is called as. So next what is differentiating, excuse me, sorry, differentiating electron. What is called as differentiating electrons. So just listen, please listen here. Differentiating electron, guys. We know that periodic table. In periodic table, how many periods are there? How many periods? 7 periods are there. Groups, how many groups are there? 8 groups are there. So same as it is when you are coming. Okay, so periodic table, as I told you, it is classified as groups, and what is that? It is separated as your elements are arranged in groups and periods. Same as it is. Okay, if you are coming, elements are separated into blocks. Elements are separated into blocks. So what are the blocks? If you have seen, what are the blocks means? S block, P block, P block, D block and F block. Okay, there are 4 blocks of elements are there. How they have classified that elements as a, what is that? Blocks. Just listen. So here we have taken S block elements. So what is called as actually, first of all, differentiating electron. The last electron. Okay, if you have taken any one element, the last electron where it is filling, okay, in which orbital, okay, the last electron where it is going to be completed, when it is filling in the orbitals. Last orbital வந்து எந்த orbital, last electron எந்த கடைசி orbital ல fill ஆகுது, ஓகேவா? So the last electron where it is going to be filled in that particular orbital, ஓகேவா? So that element will be placed with that particular block. Suppose I have taken one example. I have taken the sodium. So sodium electronic configuration, what is that? Sodium atomic number is 11. So which means 11 electrons are there. Then electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. This is the electronic configuration of the sodium. So the last electron where it is filled, 3s1. Okay, the last electron is filled in the 3s1. Okay, so the last electron filled in the s orbital. So which means sodium is placed in the s block. Okay, so suppose I have taken the nitrogen. Nitrogen atomic number is 7. So then the electronic configuration, what will come? 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Okay, atomic number 7 na? So 7 electron, 2, 4, 7. So the last electron where it is filled, 7th electron, p orbital. So that's why, so nitrogen is placed in the p orbital. Okay, so like that we are going to see the blocks. So the last electron, okay, so it is called as differentiating electron, because the last electron only it is differentiating the particular element where it should be placed. Okay, and the particular element வந்து எங்க place பண்ணனும், எந்த இடத்துல arrange பண்ணனும் அப்படினு decide பண்றது எது? The last electron. So that's why the last electron is called as, what is that? Differentiating electron. Okay, so please note this. Okay, so here that elements, okay, it is classified into, what is that? 4 blocks. Okay, the first one we are going to discuss S block elements. What is that? S block elements. S block elements. So S block elements. When I want to talk about S block element, okay, so S block elements actually, if you have taken the S block elements, okay, so S block elements general electronic configuration. Every elements, okay, every block elements is having general electronic configuration. So S block elements, okay, what is the common electronic, which means general electronic configuration means, actually if we have taken S block, s orbital maximum, as I told you, how many electron can fill the s orbital? Maximum it can fill with 2 electron. Okay, 2 electron. Then here this is general electronic configuration of s orbital. We have taken ns1 to 2, ns1 to 2. It is a common electronic configuration of the what is that? S block elements. So same as it is, S block elements is consisting how many groups? S block elements are consisting actually 2 groups. What are they? 1A and 2A. 1A and 2A. Okay, suppose the element which is having ns electronic or ns1 electronic configuration in last shell, okay, that is 1a group elements. When I have thought about groups, I have given that idea how elements, those elements are 1a group elements. Okay, what are they? Lithium, sodium, what is that? Potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. That are all 1a group elements. Okay, then 2a group elements. Okay, so that is having ns2 electronic configuration in valence shell. So here totally if we have taken 14 elements are there. 14 elements are there. Where in S block elements. S block la வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா 14 elements இருக்கு. ஓகேங்களா? So two groups இருக்கு. That is 1a group and the 2a group. 1a group is you know that already is called as alkali metals. 2a group is already it is called as alkali earth metals. So then here it is 14 elements are there. After that if we have taken the 14 elements. So here if we have taken francium and radium in the S block elements, okay, francium and radium actually it is radioactive elements. Radioactive elements. Okay, what is called as radioactive element? Radioactive element means the element which is emitting the radiation. Okay, the element which is emitting the radiation, that is called as radioactive element. Okay, so then here if we have taken the francium and cesium, okay, if you have taken the francium and cesium, actually it is liquid. Okay, except other metals are actually what is that? Solid. Okay, so in S block elements, francium and cesium, the two element பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா liquid, because melting point of francium, okay, melting point of francium if you have taken, it is 28 degrees Celsius. Cesium if you have taken, melting point it is nothing, it is 27 degrees Celsius. It is almost what is that? Room temperature. So அப்ப room temperature ல பாத்தீங்க அப்படினா இது ரெண்டுமே liquid ஆ தான் இருக்கும். Low melting point, very low melting point. ஓகேங்களா? Room temperature ல it will be as a what is that? Liquid. Okay, melting point பார்த்தாவே உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஓகேவா? melting point 28 degrees Celsius franciumக்கு, cesiumக்கு 27 degrees Celsius. Then it must be in the liquid state. ஓகேங்களா? So after that then remaining if you have taken helium actually electronic configuration, you know that ns2. Okay, it should come under the 2a group, but due to inert gas it is placed with the 0 group elements. Okay, so it is actually gas. It is gas. Okay, so then if you want to talk about the characteristics of S block elements, characteristics if you have taken S block elements are generally having low ionization energy. Sir, what is called as ionization energy, sir? We will be discussing next class. Okay, so low ionization energy. Then it is having low melting and boiling points. After that it is any other property. So it is a good conductors. Okay, it is good conductors of electricity. If you have taken sodium and sodium actually it will not conduct the electricity in solid state. Okay, so you know that you have studied in 10th standard. Okay, yeah, it won't react, it won't conduct the electricity at solid state because it's rigid, electrons are rigid, but it will conduct the electricity at a what is that, liquid state, which means molten state. Okay, so that is the point. So then these elements, okay, first 1a group S block elements are good reductant. Okay, it is good reducing agents, good reducing agent. What is mean by reducing agent? You know that it is helping to reduction. Okay, strong reducing agents. These group elements are strong reducing agent. Okay, so what is mean by everything we are going to discuss? Just I'm giving the point. What is mean by reducing agent? Reducing agent means nothing, element which is helping to reduction. Okay, which is giving just helping to reduction, that is called as reducing agents. Okay, so then any other point here about S block elements? That's it guys, characteristics. So actually it will have a definite valency. These elements will have definite valency because it's having only one shell. Okay, one electron only and two electron, one electron, two electron. So it is having definite valency. And these compounds, okay, S block elements compound are maximum mostly ionic compounds. It will ionic compounds, but except if you have lithium and beryllium compounds. Lithium and beryllium compounds are covalent in nature. Okay, lithium and beryllium compounds are covalent in nature. Okay, covalent in nature. Other elements, okay, other metal compounds are ionic in nature except lithium and beryllium. Okay, covalent in nature. Please note it. It's an important point. Okay, so what are the reason? Everything we will discuss. Okay, so please note it this. Okay, next p block element. Okay, guys, I think you noted. When I am explaining, so please note that because we are having the less time. I have started the classes very late. Okay, so we have to cover the 11th standard portion as soon as possible. We have to start the 12th standard syllabus because 12th standard students are asking to take the 12th standard syllabus. So as soon as possible we have to complete the 11th standard syllabus. So I will be sharing the schedule. Okay, what are the classes when I am going to take? So I will be sharing as soon as possible. Okay, I will share the schedule when which day enna class irukkuradhu solittu I will be sharing my schedule to you all. Okay, so I am planning to take the class one day 11th, one day 12th. I am planning like that. We will see. Okay, first we will finish the first. I have started the periodic classification. We will finish it. Then we will go to next chapter. Okay, next P block. So P block we have taken. So P block, as I told you, same. The last electron when it is entering in the p orbital, when it is entering in the p orbital, so the particular element will be placed in the p block. Okay, so here suppose general electronic configuration. The general electronic configuration of p block elements. General, every group, every block elements are having general electronic configuration. P block, if we have taken, general electronic configuration is ns2 np126 np126. This is the general electronic configuration of the p block elements. So how many elements are totally here? 30 elements are there. 30 elements are there. So 30 elements. Among the 30 elements, metals are metals, non-metals, metalloids are there. Okay, ns2 np126. Then 30 elements are there. Among the 30 element, metals, metalloid, non-metals are there. Okay, so here solid also is there. Okay, so maximum actually p blocks for containing p block elements are containing non-metals, but here if you have taken the like gaseous elements, you know that all what is that noble gases: neon, argon, krypton. Then what will come? Xenon, radon. After what will come? So after that these are all gas. Remaining if you have taken oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, these elements actually gaseous gas. Okay, these all the elements are gas. The elements la pathina gas state la irukum. Okay, so gas, these elements are gas. Then if you have taken like what is that, gallium, Ga, gallium and bromine. Okay, these two elements are liquid. these two elements are liquid. Okay, these two elements are liquid in p block. Okay, so metallites, you know that metallites actually solids. Generally, from left to right, if you have taken what is that non-metallic nature will be increasing. Periodic table, if you have taken in the periodic table, suppose this is left side, right side. When you are moving from left to right, non-metallic character will be increasing. Okay, when you are coming from top to down, metallic character is increasing. Okay, non-metallic character is decreasing from top to down in the periodic table. Okay, so here this is general electronic configuration of the what is that p block elements, but noble gas it is having the definite electronic configuration. So every noble gases, krypton, neon, xenon, radon. Okay, so then here another one, it is now ogasen. It is a 118th element, new element, just now it is founded. Okay, so NS2NP6. This is actually, what is that? Common electronic configuration of the noble gas electronic configuration. Okay, so if you see the periodic table, actually you can see the one step like a line. Okay, periodic table பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு step மாதிரி ஒரு line இருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா? So that is nothing, that is separating the metals and non-metals. That is line, that line it is for giving that instruction, or it is indicating metals and non-metals. ஓகேங்களா? metals and non-metals என்ன பண்ணுது, separate பண்ணக்கூடிய line p block elements ல. ஓகேங்களா? Please note it that you can listen. Periodic table எடுத்து பாருங்க. ஓகேவா? You can see that. Okay, one line will be there in p block element, p block. That line, it is indication of separating the metals and the non-metals. So this is about the p block. Okay, then characteristics of p block, if you have taken. Okay, p block oda characters pathina enna groups irukku pathinga appadina idla motham total 6 groups are there. What are the groups actually? So groups actually 3a, 4a, 5a, 6a, then 7a, after that 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0 group. Inert gas element. Totally 6 groups are there. Okay, 6 groups are there. Okay, so how many elements? 30 elements except helium. Helium to say good. Okay, 30 elements like helium varadu. Helium electronic configuration. It's not a, what is that? P block element, because electronic configuration, what is that? Helium electronic configuration is 1s2. Inge p orbital kedaiyadu. There is no p orbital. So then it is not belonging to p orbital, p block. Okay, so p block na another, what is p block element na? The last electron should be filled in the p orbital. Example, we can take many examples. You take a boron. Okay, boron electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So see, last electron filled in the 2p orbital. Then carbon electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Last electron filled in the, what is there? 2p2 p orbital. Say like that. These like that. Last electron, if it is filling in p orbital only, that element can be placed in the p block. Okay, appa helium p block element kedaiyadu. It is not a b block element. So p block element, please note it. Okay, so then these elements are actually good. Like if you have taken the halogens. Okay, halogens, you know that what are the halogens? Halogens na edella halogens avarum. Halogens, what are the elements or halogens here? Fluorine, bromine, iodine. The elements are another halogens. Okay, these elements are a good oxidizing agents. Okay, so this is the guys about p block elements. Please note it. Okay, then d block. Next you are going to see d block. Okay, just I am giving the point about that. What is d block? Why these elements are placed in the p block? Why the elements are placed in the s block? Why it is separated as a blocks? Okay, and its characters. But you will be studying about that detail. You will be studying in s block lesson and p block lesson. Okay, separately you will be studying that. Over lesson, over block, over lesson you will be studying. guys, daily you have to practice the MCQs. Yeah, MCQs actually in future will remain in future classes I am going to discuss. So when I am started to discussing the MCQs, I will be giving homework. So next class. So if you have any doubts when I am taking that classes, okay, after I have posted the video, so I have given the link. I have given the my mail ID. Okay, you can clarify your doubts through my mail ID. You can send me the email. It can be, what is that? It can be, the doubt can be clarified next video. Okay, if you post your doubts. Okay, so now D block. Sorry, D block. D block elements. So D block elements. Okay, so next we will discuss F block. After that we will be discussing next class properties. Properties, periodic property, its periodic trends is very important. Okay, that is the main topic in this lesson. The question MCQs question will come from periodic properties only. These are all basics. Okay, adu properties discuss பண்ணும்போது ரொம்ப careful-ஆ இருக்கணும். ஓகேங்களா? Just listen. D block elements. So D block elements actually, if you have taken general electronic configuration, what is mean by D block elements? So the D block elements means nothing. The last electron when it is entering in D orbital. D orbital is called as D block elements. So D block elements or general electronic configuration, if you have taken this NS1D, NS1D, how many electron maximum is possible in D orbital? 10 electron. Then 1 to 10. I tell you what is the meaning for n-1. Okay, then what will be coming? What is the next? What will be coming? NS2. NS2. So this is actually NS2. It can be NS2 0 or 1, or it should be actually 1 or 2. Not a 0 will not come without filling s orbital. It won't come to D. So what is that? 1 or 2. NS1 or 2. Okay guys, some exception is there. Okay, so this is general electronic configuration of the D block elements. Okay, so what is, sir, what is the NS1, sir? NS1 means nothing. If you have taken the, what is that, structure, we have taken the atomic structure. Okay, in one atom the last shell is called as, suppose 3 shells are there, 3 cells. The last shell is always called as nth shell. Nth shell. Last shell is called as nth shell. Before last. Okay, from last to second shell is called as n-1. Okay, n-1 is called as penultimate shell. Penultimate shell. Penultimate shell. Okay, it is last shell or outermost shell or valence shell, we can say. Valence shell. Last before, what is that? Penultimate shell. Then last second is called as, what is that? n-2. Anti-penultimate cell. Anti-penultimate cell. Anti-penultimate cell. So here, sir, listen. N means nth cell. When you see here, when the last electron always should be filled in the last shell, but here in d orbital elements, actually what will happen means in a d orbital, sorry, in the d block elements la last electron pathinga appadina enga fill agum appdin ketinga appadina, it will be filling in the, what is that, n-1 penultimate cell. Okay, after completed d orbital. Why it is, sir? Everything we will be discussing, don't worry. Okay, don't worry that. Okay, after completed nth cell, the last electron, it will come to, what is that? After finished only it will come here. Okay, it will come to n-1. Okay, so that's why here, what is that? General electronic configuration is n-1, D 1 to 10 electron, and then 1 electron or 2 electron is there. Okay, so due to this, after filling the, what is that, last electron, it is coming to, what is that, penultimate shell. Okay, so these elements are called as transition elements. These elements are called as transition elements. These elements are called as transition elements. Okay, so please note it here, transition elements. And S and B block elements are called as normal elements or representative elements. What is S and B block? S and B block elements are called as representative or normal elements. Okay, wow. But here D block elements are called as transition elements. Okay, wow. So please note it here. Okay, wow. So here actually D block elements are separated into four series. What are the D block elements? D block are D block, we can take it a D block. Why always you have to write the elements. D block is separated as four series. What are they? So 3D series, 4D series, then 5D series, then 6D series. 4 series. Okay, wow. So each series will have 10 elements. 3D will have 10 elements. 4D has 10 elements. 5D 10 elements. 6D 10 elements. So 4 series are there. Sir, why it is series? Because last electron when it is finished with what is that? 3D. So that is 3D series. Okay, last electron if it is finished with 4D, that is the element is 4D series. So the last electron filled with 5D means 5D series. Last electron filled with 6D means 6D series. But after 4D, 5D, 6D series, okay, every series actually sure it will be completed with 3D. Okay, 4D completed with 3D, 5D completed with 3D and 4D. Okay, 6D is completed with 3D, 4D and 5D. Okay, so 4D series are there. Why it is called as transition elements? Because the last electron is filled in the d orbital, inner d orbital, penultimate shell, inner shell. Okay, last shell ku munadi shell irudhu. It is called as inner shell only, no? The last shell is called as So we will continue the class. Characteristics of D block elements. Okay, so we have seen what is D block elements. Okay, general electronic configuration. Then property. Now we will discuss. Okay, D block elements characteristics. If you have seen, generally D block elements are having high melting points, high melting and boiling point. Okay, high melting and boiling points. So then if you have seen the electropositivity, okay, these elements are electropositive elements. Okay, more electropositive elements, not a more electro, it is less electropositive elements. The electropositivity we have taken, it is in between S and P block. Okay, electropositivity. What is mean by electropositivity? I will tell you. Okay, that is nothing, tendency to lose the electron. That is called as electropositivity, loss of electron. Okay, so the tendency how it is losing electron. Okay, the electropositivity we have seen. Okay, what is that? It will have the character between S block and P block. Then if you have taken the compounds, actually these D block element compounds are D block element compounds are colored compounds and it will show variable valency. These elements will show variable valency. Variable valency. What is called as variable valency? I tell you. So that is nothing more than one valency. If an element exhibiting more than one valency, that is called as variable valency. So D block elements generally will show more valency, more than two valency. Suppose example, if you have taken iron will show two valency. One it is +2, another one it is +3. Okay, same as it is if you have taken copper will show two valency, +1 and +2. Okay, magnesium, if you have taken magnesium, will show that valency from +2 to +2 to it will show up to +7. Okay, +7. So manganese will show that maximum number of valency. Osmium, if you have taken osmium, actually it will show maximum up to 8, up to +8. Okay, so that is the variable valency. Okay, so valency osmium. So osmium symbol is not OS. So S should be in small. Okay, so osmium பார்த்தீங்க அப்படினா இருக்கிறதுல ஆஸ்மியத்துக்கு தான் ஆக்சிடேஷன் நம்பர் வேலன்சி அதிகம். ஓகேவா +8. ஓகேங்களா அது மாதிரி பார்த்தீங்க அப்படினா so D block elements will show maximum more than two valence, variable valency, and D block elements will have will produce ionic compounds as well as covalent compounds. Covalent ionic valency, it will show ionic valency, okay, as well as covalency. Covalent compounds. Okay, இது ரெண்டுமே produce பண்ணும். ஓகேங்களா and these are all the properties of D block elements. So then D block elements it is having it is malleable, it is ductile in nature, and it does have a high tensile strength. Okay, it is having high tensile strength. Then if you have taken these three elements like what is that, platinum, gold, platinum symbol is PT, gold AU. Then if you have another one, platinum, gold, Hg. These three elements are less reactive elements under normal temperature. Okay, normal temperature, which means normal temperature and pressure. Normal temperature and pressure. So these three elements are less reactive elements at a normal temperature and pressure. So these elements are called as actually noble metals. These metals are called as noble metals. Noble metals because it won't react at a room temperature. Highly inert. Okay, it is inert in nature. Okay, appo vandu pathina free, it will be existing in free state. It will be existing in free state. Platinum, gold and Hg, mercury. Okay, so mercury, it is only what is that, liquid metal, you know that. Yeah, liquid metal, okay, in D block elements. So these are the characteristics of D block elements. Okay, so next we will discuss about what is that, F block elements. So guys, concept how much you are understanding, same as it is, you have to practice MCQs. MCQ practice. Without MCQ practice, okay, we can't perform in the NEET or JEE exams. Okay, so future we will be discussing more MCQs. So concentrate in first concepts. If you understood the concepts only, you can do the problems. Okay, so next F block elements. So F block elements. Okay, it is general electronic configuration. F block elements means actually it is the last electron when it is filling in the where F block. Okay, so F subset, that is called as F block elements. Okay. So the general electronic configuration of F block elements, if you have taken n minus 2 into D1 to 10, you have to listen well. Okay, n minus 2 D1 to 10, then n minus 1, after that what will come? Sorry, here it is, sorry, n minus 2 into F1 to 14, then n minus 1 in D0 to 2, what are 10? Okay, 0 to 2. Okay, so then ns2. This is the, what is that? General electronic configuration of F block elements. So F block elements are having two series. Okay, so I told you. Okay, so D block elements is called as transition metals. F block elements are called as inner transition metals. Inner transition metals. Okay, inner transition elements are, we can say. Okay, why it is called as inner transition elements means, so the last electron it is filling in the anti-penultimate cell. Okay, from last, okay, inner cell. Okay, core shell inner cell la fill agudhu n minus nth shell. After that, before that what is that? From last I'm telling, nth shell, n minus 1, n minus 2. Okay, so n minus 2, the last electron is coming to fill in the n minus 2. That's why it's called as inner transition elements. So F block, it is containing two series elements. One it is 4F, another one it is 5F. Okay, so 4F, actually if you have taken, in 4F actually 14 elements are there. Okay, so from atomic number 14 elements. Okay, how many elements are there? 14 elements. Okay, 4F is containing, what is that? 4F series. Okay, series. Two series are there, 4F series, 5F series. 4F series is containing 14 elements. So atomic number 58 to, okay, 58 to atomic number 71. Okay, atomic number 58 to atomic number 71. Same as it is 5F series. 5F series also is consisting for 14 elements. Okay, so it is containing 14 elements. Atomic number 92, what is that? 103. So here 4F series is called as lanthanides. So lanthanide spelling LANTHANIDES. Okay, lanthanides. Same as it is 5F. Okay, it's called as actinides. Okay, so 4F elements under 5F. Okay, so lanthanides under actinides. Okay, so this is about F block elements. So characteristics of F block elements, if you want to say that it is a very hardest metals, and it is very rare, it is called as rare metals. Okay, very rare metals actually. இதோட abundance பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா எக்ஸிஸ்டன்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மி. ஓகேவா, ரொம்ப மினிமம் அமௌண்ட் தான் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா எர்த்தில் இருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா, ஸோ அதோட கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ் வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இட் இஸ் அ குட் ரெடியூசிங் ஏஜென்ட்ஸ். ஓகேங்களா, ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் அபவுட் ஆக்சுவலி we won't need to talk about more about these F block elements. Okay, so this is about the F block elements. So thank you guys. We will discuss periodic properties in next class. Okay, that is very important topics in this lesson we will be discussing. Okay, so thank you so much. Keep supporting. Thank you. Bye.